councilwoman hosts a community event.
We want to make sure that we provide as much of an impact to our community as possible.
How she's helping the people she represents. Talks of another government shutdown.
Nobody wins in a government shutdown.
More on what to expect from our DC bureau. And a verdict has been reached.
If anyone actually believes that, they should have their head examined.
What has the Volusia County Police so angry? These stories and more coming up on Newsbreak.
Hello, South Florida. I'm Samantha Gutierrez.
I'm Leanne Abel-Tarbush. Today is Thursday, September 21st, 2023.
Live from the Lee Caplin School of Journalism and Media in North Miami, this is Caplin News.
Feeding a need of one South Florida community. A battle against inflation and rising rates of hunger.
Caplin News reporter Tanisa Sr. stopped by an event in Miami Gardens yesterday, and it's clear the level of need for fresh food is high.
A community feeding in Miami Gardens is just what many needed.
The vegetables and the potatoes and the fruits. That's what I need. And they supplied it for me.
Food is a necessity, and while some people don't have the reach, this feeding is bridging the gap and giving neighbors the access they need.
We understand that there is food scarcity out there, and we want to make sure that we provide as much of an impact to our community as possible. We understand that interest rates are high, groceries are high, rent is high, but we also know that the salaries are stagnant, right? And so some people struggle to get those items to put on their table.
The long lines at the Universal Truth Center really helps paint the picture of the level of need in our community. High cost of goods and lack of sufficient household income are just two of the reasons many people have come out today.
But I do find them extremely beneficial for my household, being that I'm a recent retiree. So, of course, funds get a little tight.
Every little bit helps, you know what I'm saying? Because of inflation, you know, some people just, when they pay their bills and stuff, sometimes they have just a little bit to get groceries. This can add on.
The community feeding was a collaborative effort between the Councilwoman Feeding South Florida and the Brady Hunter Foundation. The number of bags distributed varied by household size and went by poundage. Produce such as cabbage, yams, corn, and tomatoes were all on the menu. These goods are anticipated to last at least a week.
Yeah, definitely. This will help out a lot of families. We probably had several hundred cars already this morning, and we're starting to run out of food.
The next community feeding will be held on September 30th at 9 a.m. at Norwood Park. For Caplin News, I'm Tanissa Sr.
House Republicans are struggling to salvage a spending deal before the deadline to avert a government shutdown. With only a few days left in current congressional session, lawmakers going back and forth over the issue. Caplin News DC Bureau reporter Hawa Izel has more on how members are working to get this passed at the last minute.
The money is getting funny here in Washington, D.C., which could lead to a potential government shutdown if Congress isn't able to pass a budget before the beginning of the new fiscal year. A government shutdown means that on October 1st, federal agencies will have to cease all non-essential functions, and non-essential federal employees will be told not to report to work.
We're going to get this done. Nobody wins in a government shutdown.
Not everyone is as optimistic as Speaker of the House Kevin McCarthy, as Biden claims that the Republicans' practice of what he calls Maganomics is what's holding the country back.
They tell you what they're against. What are they for? It's like they want to keep it a secret.
For Florida, a government shutdown could mean a massive impact on tourism and agriculture, its two leading industries. In Washington, D.C., residents are eager to see changes in how the government allocates federal spending.
The government should fund more into wage disparities for the marginalized group rather than putting most of the funding into military defenses.
I think money should be allocated into housing, affordable housing in urban areas.
We can be doing a lot better job of helping the people that need it most, whether that is people struggling with homelessness, whether that is people with unemployment, right?
The government should focus on stuff that they promised before coming to power, such as like student debt forgiveness.
Money should be allocated into health, and I also think that money should be allocated into climate change.
The White House says Congress should honor the bipartisan agreement that was voted for and agreed upon earlier this year.
A deal is a deal. They should keep their word, and they should keep the government open.
Until then, the country is counting down the days until October 1st. In Washington, D.C., for Caplin News, I'm Hawa Izel.
On Wednesday, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis unveiled his new oil-focused energy agenda in Texas for his Republican presidential campaign. His plan would approve more pipelines and allow mining of oil, coal, and other materials on federal land. He claims that his plan will result in America not having to rely on hostile nations for energy needs.
In reality, human beings are safer than ever from climate disasters, as the death rate from climate disasters has declined by 98% over the last 100 years. And the number one reason for that is people that have had access to reliable electricity and power.
DeSantis claimed that by 2025, he would be able to lower gas prices to $2 a gallon. Under the Biden administration, gas prices have constantly fluctuated, even reaching record high prices.
Outrage in the law enforcement community this morning after a verdict near Daytona Beach. As Caplin's news reporter Valeria Morales reports, they were hoping a man who killed an officer would be convicted of a more severe murder charge.
Guilty of the lesser included offense of manslaughter.
As although Wallace listening to his manslaughter conviction be read in court, confusion spread across the Daytona Beach Police Department.
It seemed like such a clear-cut case for a first-degree murder conviction.
Are police officers in this area right now afraid?
I think a better term for it would be angry.
Executive Director of the union that represents Daytona Beach officers, Mike Escudero, says police have every right to approach citizens, especially in high-crime areas. Wallace's defense team argued otherwise, and when he took the stand, Wallace said he was afraid for his life during his encounter with Officer Rayner.
If anyone actually believes that, they should have their head examined. He did not go in looking to harm that suspect.
Volusia County Sheriff Mike Shitwood is also bothered by the verdict.
This basically signals it's open season on cops.
During deliberations, jurors asked 5 questions, 3 about illegal detainment, 1 about the location of the shooting, and other about what is considered concealed carry. Daytona Beach attorney Aaron Delgado said after that, he had a feeling that first-degree murder charge
Guilty of the lesser included offense of manslaughter.
As although Wallace listening to his manslaughter conviction be read in court, confusion spread across the Daytona Beach Police Department.
It seemed like such a clear-cut case for a first-degree murder conviction.
Are police officers in this area right now afraid?
I think a better term for it would be angry.
Executive Director of the union that represents Daytona Beach officers, Mike Escudero, says police have every right to approach citizens, especially in high-crime areas. Wallace's defense team argued otherwise, and when he took the stand, Wallace said he was afraid for his life during his encounter with Officer Rayner.
If anyone actually believes that, they should have their head examined. He did not go in looking to harm that suspect.
Volusia County Sheriff Mike Shitwood is also bothered by the verdict.
This basically signals it's open season on cops.
During deliberations, jurors asked 5 questions, 3 about illegal detainment, 1 about the location of the shooting, and other about what is considered concealed carry. Daytona Beach attorney Aaron Delgado said after that, he had a feeling that first-degree murder charge wouldn't carry.
I think it's pretty clear that they didn't view that as a police officer citizen encounter. They viewed it as maybe 2 citizens or something, and that's based on the questions they were asking.
The state's attorney office plans to make a formal response after sentencing. For Caplin News, Valeria Morales.
Good press for Miami International Airports this morning after it scores high on a survey of customer satisfaction. In case you were wondering, Detroit's airport was #1 on the list. J.D. Power unveiled their results for customer satisfaction, which showed an increase in satisfaction amongst travelers this year. Airports were ranked using the factors such as departure, security check, food and beverage, and retail. MIA finished in the top 5.
the Marlins for a win in their second to last series at home.
That's still ahead, and so is this story.
I took care of the dog. It was super wet and rainy that day, so the dog was super wet. I took a towel from the front desk.
A missing pet mystery finally solved in Coral Gables. Newsbreak will be back in 2 minutes.
See us dream. See us remember. See us protest.
You matter. Your feelings matter. Your identity matters. Everything about who you are matters.
See us fight back. See us rebuild. See us shatter stereotypes. See us inspire. See us united. See us now.
There are 16 million children struggling with hunger in America. That's 1 in 5 daughters, sons, neighbors, and classmates who don't know where their next meal is coming from. Yet billions of pounds of good food go to waste every year. It's time we do something about it. Feeding America is a nationwide network of food banks that helps provide meals to millions of kids and families in need. Visit feedingamerica.org to help them feed even more. Together, we can solve hunger. Together, we're feeding America.
Doggone, neighbors looking for a modern solution to a missing pet problem. Today, that dog has been reunited with its owner.
As Caplin's Jessica Wayne reports, it's thanks to the teamwork of the Coral Gables community and their active role on social media.
Today, a lost dog has been reunited with its family thanks to the help of neighbors and a nearby business.
This Saturday, a dog was strolling through Coral Gables without its owner and found its way to the Venetian pool. When staff saw, they went to go help.
2-3 hours later, we had a guest come to the front desk saying that they were in said possession of the dog because they had seen us chasing him around the neighborhood a little bit earlier.
One of the workers heard the news and posted the dog on an app called Neighbors by Ring. This way, people nearby were able to hear the news and contact if it was their dog or post and share the message.
So as we waited for animal services to come after we called, I took care of the dog. It was super wet and rainy that day, so the dog was super wet. I took a towel from the front desk and dried it up as much as I can.
Thanks to the contributions of everyone in the neighborhood, the dog's owner was notified and returned back home. However, there's still many pets out there looking for an owner, so don't miss your opportunity to get involved.
If you find a lost dog, call non-emergency services and try posting on your social media. And if you want to help other lost dogs, you can try volunteering at a local animal shelter. I'm Jessica Wine, and this is Caplin News.
The Miami Marlins remain just outside of the playoffs with their second loss to the New York. This is the Marlins' second straight game without their infielder, Luis Arraez, who leads the major leagues in batting average, and the team is looking like it's taking a toll. The Marlins trailed the entire game and could not find their rhythm. The final score was Mets 8, Marlins 3. The Marlins will play the Milwaukee Brewers tomorrow at 6:40 p.m. here at home. You're watching Newsbreak. We're coming right back.
Severe weather can strike anytime, anywhere, but there's a simple way to stay safe. Hey, Jim Cantore here. I stay safe in dangerous weather by planning ahead. You can stay safe too with a few easy steps. Build an inexpensive kit with supplies for your family's needs. Write down important information like phone numbers and medications. Always talk with your family and remember any pets in your planning. Be ready, be safe. Start your plan today at ready.gov/plan.
I don't know why you're so sad. You've got a roof over your head.
You gotta stop with that depression stuff. That's what white people think. You all right?
It just feels like it's coming from everywhere.
Do you want to talk about it?
You can talk to me if you're feeling sad.
Whenever you need to talk, I'm here, okay?
If you're buzzed and doing this, to make yourself feel okay to drive,
ZWX.
you're not okay to drive.
YGKLVW. Regular you.
That's all the time we have for Newsbreak. I'm Leanne Abatorbush.
I'm Samantha Gutierrez. Get more news anytime at caplinnews.fiu.edu.